Yo, what is good, y'all? It is SLX. I have not done a video in forever. Your boy is watching young anime right now. The thing I want to talk about today is all the small details that people gotta go through, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. What I am manifesting in my life, bro, I'm talking about literally making billions of dollars, bro. Literally generating absolute so much amount of money. But what I want to talk about is the small details, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that. Let me explain, okay? There's this thing in life where there's a sweating of the small details. You gotta know all the little knowledge of the ins and outs. You gotta know this and that so things run smooth. You gotta have 10 people working on one single thing to make sure it works smoothly. You got to have a whole entire empire of whatever, a whole team, whatever, to make sure that things run smoothly. You gotta do this or that. For what? Just fucking exist. Okay? And on top of that, the way that I am and whatnot, bro, I cannot sweat the small details. And on top of that, again, this goes back to a while ago, a long time ago. I had this conversation with myself. The reason why I'm never going to produce quote unquote tracks is because all of my songs are a cappella. So by me producing a track, it's just me freestyle, raw, screamo rap, acapella-ing it. So, with that being said, I don't need to worry about all the small little stuff. Let me explain. In the same sense where I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna learn how to use software to like Ableton and shit like that to make my backtracks. Let me just get so fucking good at acapella that I can literally make a whole track that I can vibe and bop and literally dance and groove to with literally only words. Because I just don't understand how to make a backtrack. Okay, and too bad. Then just acapella freestyle raw, bro, and I'm gonna get paid so much money for it because rapping is godsend, right? Then the next thing, fuck bass clef, bro. I'm never gonna read bass clef. I literally just read bass clef as if it was treble clef. So like line 4 in bass clef, that's just in treble clef, that's just a D. So I'll fuck bass clef. I'm never learning how to read bass clef. So when I play piano, when I play my French horn, right, and it goes into bass clef, I have no idea, bro. What I do when I see bass clef, I just play it as if it was treble clef. So if you look at bass clef, the flats and sharps next to the sign, it's actually like on different lines. So for the F scale, in treble clef, it's B flat. But in bass clef, it's on the second line. So I would play the F scale with a G flat. And myself, I'm the only one that's gonna understand that. And here's the thing, that is my greatest advantage, okay? The reason why I could not do school, bro, is because it's actually easier to learn things that you actually need to outside of school. It's easier to learn the things you need to outside of school. If you want to learn about money and taxes, just go to the bank every day. Just go to the bank every day and just ask them all the questions you have. If you go to the bank the same amount of time that you went to school, bro, have all the knowledge about money that you need, okay? The other thing I want to explain about is, well, the other thing that I want to explain about. So the first thing was the small details, I cannot sweat it. The second thing is if I can't learn it, bruh, this is my greatest advantage. Let me explain. Because I read bass clef as if it was treble clef. Let me say that again. Because I read bass clef as if I was playing in treble clef, what that does is it makes me so much better at music because I'm playing it like I'm playing music in my own way, you know? The other thing too, okay, is I play my trumpet using my French horn method books, bro. When I practice my trumpet, I go through French horn method books, etude books, French horn solo books, violin books, bro. I use other instruments books when I practice trumpet. Let me explain. What happens is these other books, they have different key signatures. These other books, they have different methodology of those instruments. So what I do as a trumpet player is I apply the other instrument pedagogy to my trumpet playing, bro. This is why I'm literally about to be the most insane musician in all of existence. Because I know how to practice, bro. If there's a situation and thing I want to achieve, like magic, I can make it appear, okay? Continuing on. In the same sense, Sean, how you are never going to read bass clef. You are never going to do a freaking backtracks on your own, whatever. You are never going to do all our stuff. In that same sense, bro, you know how I don't know how to line up the backtrack recording with my voice? How I don't know how to link up a Bluetooth speaker microphone to a camera so then I can have the camera recording at the same time that my voice is recording in that microphone, and then the camera and the microphone are in sync and I'm shooting a video. I don't know how to do none of that. So in the same ideology, how I'm never going to learn how to read bass clef because playing bass clef as if I'm playing treble clef is going to be my greatest advantage as a musician. Then, in the same sense, how I'm never going to learn how to line up the backtrack to my voice when I'm making my music. So fuck that shit. Just only do acapella is going to be my greatest advantage. Because when it comes to rapping, when it comes to acapella, I don't need any backtrack, bro. I am the entire backtrack. That's going to be my greatest advantage. Then finally, because I don't know how to set up a fancy professional camera with a fancy professional microphone and get them synced up, and I can do a fancy professional video and edit it and blah blah blah, blah and make it a big time production and professional, because I can't do none of that fucking bullshit. And all I do is just raw phone, raw hit the record, raw post on YouTube is going to be my greatest advantage. Okay? Let me explain, bro. It is the raw of it. Now y'all are so desensitized to filters and makeup and professionalism, crew, cameras, microphones. Fuck all that shit, bro. I'm going to make $1 billion business. I am going to make $1 billion empire with my record label. $1 billion, trillion dollar, quadrillion dollar motherfucking empire of content, music, rapping, everything else in between, bro, with just raw phones, right? I have 3 phones, maybe more than that, okay? Down the line, as I scale and just go absolutely berserk as an entrepreneur, bro, I'm talking about making fuck ton of money every hour, bro, billions of dollars every hour. It would take me more. I would waste time counting money if I could just be making money. I would waste time counting money if I could just be making money. I would waste my time counting money if I could just be making money. And all I am doing is raw, just phones, bro. Just the fucking phones that kids across the world and people go into the mines and they do this and that and whatever. And then I'm super lucky that I'm growing up in the 21st century that poor other countries had to mine for the material of these phones that can exist. Yes, and I'm have to talk to the higher power and alchemy that the energy of those people literally risking their lives to allow me to have my phones that what I need to do now is have such an impact on existence that it makes it worth it. So what I'm trying to explain is, while everyone is fancy this, fancy that, fancy, 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 all I'm doing is just raw, 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 raw. And what I want to do now is understand that because all of that is existing, what I need to do now is have such an impact that my music gets to the people that made my phone, and I say thank you to them, and that what they're doing has a higher purpose, and that they can be grateful for the situation that they are in, right? Virgo. That then my music can make everything just feel so purposeful and life and Virgo, bro.